The Washington Wizards have traded Russell Westbrook to the LA Lakers for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and Kyle Kuzma with a 22nd overall pick. This shit was the highlight of the draft. I mean, a whole lot of young players got, their moment in the draft, but this kind of shined over it, bro. So today we will go over what does this mean for the LA Lakers and what does this mean for Russell Westbrook. There was a report that came out that said Westbrook, LeBron, and AD met at their house to discuss the possibility of playing together. And they talked about putting their egos aside and playing as one in their quest to bring the Lakers another NBA championship. Now look, that's good. It has a Cinderella story to it already. But the main thing we are actually worrying about here is if this big three can actually win. And to me, I think that they do have a chance to win. But first of all, let's get through the three questions that everybody's the most concerned about. First question is this a super team? No. Bro, the way people are calling this a super team, and they used to call Russell Westbrook washed like a year ago or when it was in the bubble, or bro, even a couple months ago when Russell Westbrook missed the game winner against the Hawks when he did make history, they were saying he was washed. How are you going to tell me that somebody is washed, but then the second that they join the team, it becomes a super team? Super teams are known to have great offensive players and pretty much no flaws, right? Like the 2008 Celtics didn't have any flaws, really. The Brooklyn Nets right now don't have any flaws on offense. This team has flaws. They can't really stretch the floor that well, and that is going to be a big concern for that Lakers. So how can you call this a super team when people were literally saying that Buddy Hield was better than Russell Westbrook? Laker fans were literally reacting to Russell Westbrook on their team in a bad light. So you're telling me that when you get a star player and you're mad that they come to your team, how is that a super team? It don't sound that super to me when Lakers fans themselves are crying over it. And then the next question the media is asking right now is who will take a smaller role for the team? And the answer to this is easy. It's Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook met with LeBron James and met with AD, and they were talking about playing as one. Well, Russell Westbrook knows that when he's on the court with both of them, he's not the best decision maker on the floor. LeBron James is the best decision maker, so you want to put the ball in his hands. And he knows he's not the best scorer on the floor because that's Anthony Davis. So Russell Westbrook will have to know his role on this team for this to work probably, but I think he'll be fine. Russell Westbrook wants his championship on his resume. It'll prove so many people wrong, and it'll make his case for being one of the all-time great point guards even better. However, though, do I think it'll happen? I think it can. But Russell Westbrook will know he has to take a back seat, and I think his efficiency will jump just because he's taking smarter shots and is not rushing certain things because he knows he has people on his team that can take better shots. But Russell Westbrook will need to lock in if this team wants to win a championship. I say that the two biggest factors in this championship are LeBron and AD being healthy and Russell Westbrook being in the right mind state. And I think it'll happen. That meeting that they were talking about was no joke. There are multiple other free agents or people who were able to get traded for when they were talking at that meeting, and Russell Westbrook said he was completely ready to take a backseat or sacrifice for the well-being of his own team so he can win a championship. So I think it'll work. And yeah, I think Russell Westbrook will be the one sacrificing for his team. And the last question that everybody's asking is the window for this team. To me, I think the window for this team is 2 years. Obviously, that's when their contracts go up. But I don't know if a 39-year-old LeBron James is going to be that great. And also, Russell Westbrook will be like 34 at that time. 34-year-old Russell Westbrook is tough considering he relies a lot on athleticism, but he's still a pretty damn good playmaker. So I think the window is the next 2 years. If the Lakers can get one championship in the next 2 years, I would say it's a win. I would say this trade was great because after this year, the Lakers, obviously they look still strong, but I think Russell Westbrook does take this team to another level, and we'll get into that. Okay, so let's go over Russell Westbrook's impact on this Lakers team, and this is the best thing to me, is rest. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to get more rest because they have Russell Westbrook to play now. Russell Westbrook is consistently pretty damn healthy. At least over his NBA career, he's been pretty damn healthy. And Russell Westbrook can carry teams to wins in the regular season. So that means you can get more nights off where LeBron is resting and, helping out his ankles, making sure he don't get hurt again. And I think we really forget LeBron James was playing at MVP level before his ankle got hurt. Obviously, he wasn't the favorite. Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic were still better in the MVP race, but he was really on a tear. So Russell Westbrook, to me, the best impact he brings to this team is rest. During the regular season, LeBron James, Anthony Davis can finally take a step back. Because, yeah, they still have no depth, but they have a star guard that can carry you to wins and carry the Wizards to a playoff spot last season. And what I mean by carry them to a spot is not that Bradley Beal isn't a great player. Bradley Beal is an amazing player. But Russell Westbrook was playing by himself a lot of the games. What I mean by that is Bradley Beal was out injured and Russell Westbrook was still getting wins. Russell Westbrook can carry your team to regular season wins. Russell Westbrook is an all-time great regular season player. There's no doubt about that. So I think this will be the best thing that Russell Westbrook brings to this team is rest. And then the second best thing I think Russell Westbrook brings to the team is bench production. Now, he will not be coming off the bench, don't get me wrong, but he will be running with the bench unit when LeBron James or AD is off the floor. And I think this is great. Their bench has been so ugly and so terrible. When Russell Westbrook is on the floor without LeBron or AD, your team will still stay afloat and your bench will be pretty good. But in the end of the day, let's go through the small part of this trade. Who they actually give up. The Lakers gave up Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell on the 22nd pick. To me, I think that's not a bad package at all. Like, none of those players are even close to matching Russell Westbrook's production. Montrezl Harrell to me is an empty stats guy, so let's just throw him out the window. KCP and Kyle Kuzma combined do not match Russell Westbrook's production. So I think that this trade was a win for the Lakers, even though people are really reacting to it like it was a fucking detriment to the Lakers. Now look, spacing wise, this isn't the most beautiful team, but LeBron James is a really good three-point shooter. Anthony Davis is. Marc Gasol is a good one. You don't want to run him at center though. I'll get into that in a second. And you got some pieces that you can re-sign that are good three-point shooters. It'll be ugly old veterans that want to do this, but you kind of need to lean on them. The Heat used to lean on some very ugly and old veterans to hit threes for them back in the day. Yeah, they'll have to do it now too. But the difference between that Heat team and this Lakers team is that Chris Bosh was stressing to the mid-range. LeBron James was not shooting threes on the Heat. Now LeBron James and Anthony Davis are both really good three-point shooters. So I think it makes it a lot easier to find spacing, considering two of your stars can space the floor. And then the last part of this Lakers team will just be retooling it and getting that spacing. And I will make a video about that, and it'll be a Lakers retool video. But thank you for watching, man. This is like our 6th video in a row. But yeah, thank you for watching, man. We're trying to grow this channel, so if you're new here, make sure to subscribe.
Be with boring and I do not be with that, be with that. Smoking on this tree, I eat with the cat, It be around me cause I don't trust a soul.